Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of making the wire tree. I was going to show you how to connect the coal into the pot with the plaster Paris, but somehow that file that I taped doing that, I can't find anymore. I don't know. Anyway, I pretty much just took the coal rock that I had the roots around, put a little bit of glue around it so it stayed, and then the foam is under it, and then it wasn't high enough for this particular bowl, so I had to put a couple more rocks under that, and I kind of just super glued it all straight down to each other and down to the bowl. And then I put plaster Paris around it. I made it a thick version of the plaster Paris and put it around it to make sure the wire stayed down, but a little piece broke off of the plaster Paris here. I'm gonna have to super glue that back down. And yeah, that's where I'm at now. So I have to find where I put the super glue, and then we'll super glue that down, and we'll clean up the top a little bit. I got some plaster on the coal where I don't want it, and then we will start filling it in with the Spanish moss, and then maybe some more rocks around the top here and there, and then we'll get to unfolding the top of the tree and making the branches spread out and kind of curve upwards a little bit, so it looks like an actual natural tree that has just lost its leaves during late autumn, early summer, early winter. So yeah, let me get that super glue and we'll get going. Okay, got the super glue. Now we're gonna see where this is going to touch. Take off this little piece of plaster Paris that's still stuck on it, so it just doesn't break off and get loose again. Alright, so it touches right down in that crevice. So that's some thin super glue. Alright, so we'll try to touch it right down in there, and hopefully it sticks and doesn't stick my finger to the thing. So let's see, we'll hold it for 10 seconds, see what happens. You guys do the Mississippi when you're counting? You know, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, or the 1,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. See if my finger's stuck yet. No, but neither is the wire. Okay. Wonder if I'm gonna have to put the super glue up on the coal, because that plaster Paris might be too absorbent and just sucked it right in there, and there isn't anything to actually glue it to. Let's see. So, see, that touches right there. See if I can hold that and stick it. Okay, let's see. So it's gonna touch right there. Just a little squeeze. Little squeeze. I think that might be working. Just one more little squeeze. There we go. Now, dry. You can do it. La 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 la. And is it? it stick? Will it stick? Will it stick? Oh, oh. Okay. At least that's alright for this second. Maybe if I put some down here while the wire is touching, it might stick into it. I don't know. Maybe a little dab will do you right here. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and I'll be back with the results. Okay, that one seems to be holding, so we're gonna take this other one, push it down, and touch it right there while it's touching. Alright. Touch it while it's touching, oh yeah. Squirt some glue on it while it's touching. Hold it there for a few seconds. Another 10 count should do it. And then, once that's down, should I put more plaster around it? As just like an extra security thing? Probably should. Just to, reinforce it so it isn't just relying on that glue. And then we can let that dry, and I can start putting the Spanish moss in it. And then the rocks, and then do the branches. Okay, it's coming along. It's coming along, it's coming along, it's coming along. And is it gonna stay? Oh man. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. Oh, I pulled the other one off. No! Get off my finger. Oh. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. I'm just deciding to put plaster on it, and it'll stick out a little bit, but you're not going to see that once the Spanish moss is on it anyway. So put that on there, let that dry. It'll stick everything to it, and then we can move on. Okay, good enough for now. Alright, everything is now nice and secure and dry. Set up the video here. Alright, so before I put in the Spanish moss, I want to kind of hide the top part of that plaster Paris, because it's white and the coal is black, so I want to make it blend in just in case you see down through the Spanish moss. So what I have here in this bottle is coal powder, just the same old coal, and I ran it on some of it through 80 grit sandpaper up to 400 grit. A little bit of it on 800 grit, but that's not really where I collected most of it from. It was mostly from 80. Anyway, I'm going to tap some of it on top of here, and it's going to black out the plaster Paris pretty well, actually. If no one has ever used or sanded coal before, which I don't think many people have. Uh, it's actually very, very oily, and it sticks to everything. Very hard to clean. Just tap this on there. We don't need to cover it all. Just the top part that you would see down through the Spanish moss, which I think I'm going to grab just a little bit of and use it kind of like a paintbrush and scoot some of this along in the crevices. There we go. And it's much better, much better. I would blow on it, but yeah, that would just go everywhere. Now we can rub it off the roots itself. I mean, it's gonna get all over my fingers, but oh well. I do have gloves, but there's time for that. Alright. Now we will set up some of this here Spanish moss stuff. Look at that. All over my hands already. Okay. Put that, we'll see how this sticks first. We might have to glue it in around it. Or it might just stay there on its own. Who knows? We might glue some of it like up against the rock, or up against the coal there, so it actually stays. Shove it. Alright. Now once we put some more coal up around these areas a little bit, things will stay much more secure. Look at that piece of white right there. It needs a little more dust. There. Always put a piece of coal there to cover that little smidgen up. There we go. We got some other pieces of coal around it, which will help weigh it down. And then I might put some other, maybe some white or other type of black rocks around it. Glue them down a little bit. It'll weigh it down so the Spanish moss doesn't want to come back out. And then we'll go and feather out the top and make the branches look more like an actual tree. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these rocks down and I'll be back. Alright, I pretty much have these rocks glued into the Spanish moss. I added some smooth black stones I got at a craft store. Those are right there. I had some mixed brown ones and some white ones too. Just chose to go with the black ones. So that's what the base looks like so far. So now I'm going to try and do the top and see what happens, I guess. I don't really have a vision of where each one of these branches go. I'm just trying to spread them out so they look as natural as they can. You know, most branches want to go up, but they also got to go out a little bit, so you know they can try to get their own sun for their own leaves on each one of their branches. Up and out, up and out, up and out. And you just do the big ones first, and then you move on. Try to do the small ones, and then the smaller ones, and then smaller ones. So on and so forth until they're all done. Spread them out. Just keep spreading and bending upwards. Spread and bend upwards. I think the more twists and turns and weird little squiggles you get in the branches make it all look all the more real. You know, you hardly ever see trees with like straight as an arrow branches. That's just doesn't happen that often. Now some species of trees will do that, but they're few and far between. Some versions of elm trees do that. We got some slippery elm in our yard. They put off long, straight branches. Reminds me of like arrow shafts. When I was little, I used to actually make them into arrow shafts, play around the yard. I mean, they were never any good, of course, but you know, that's what imagination is for. Imagination. I hope this isn't frame. Can't really see the back of my phone while I'm doing this. Kind of I am trying to peek every now and then. But if this is not in frame, then I'll probably delete this video. And you'll see the finished product. Now I might find that after I get all these twisted out and whatnot, that I want to go back with the wire cutters and trim some of them up. But I didn't do that to all of them while I was making it. So I might want to do it later. Might not, who knows. There's no plan. No plan. So far, so good, I think. Okay, we're on this one. See, this one's going out a little, like down. So this one can come up some, maybe almost straight up. In and up, and turn it, twist it. Here we go. Untwist those. That looks good. Let me do this branch here, and then I'll take the camera up and so we can see what it looks like from a further distance. Wish I had a better setup for the camera and it wasn't this close, but this is all I got right now. Let's see so far. It's very hard to see on camera because it doesn't know where to focus. The things that's real close or the little bit bigger ones further away. I mean, it's turning into a tree. See, like, let's see. This one right here. Looks like it's going over too much. Now, I didn't really get to the tips here yet, but this one's gonna have to be, I think, bent up more because the one behind it's already going over. See, it's already looking better. Maybe I'll come up here to it right about here and bend it back over this way or even forward this way. You just gotta play around with it until you get something that you really like. But it's coming together. Ooh, look at that bend right there. That's nice. And that fork right there, that looks great. It's coming along. A few more branches, tufts of little things to do. And yeah, it should be done pretty soon. Alright.
Bingy, bingy, bingy. So I hope some of you out there try this. It's really not that difficult to do. It's a lot of tedious work. And quite frankly, it goes a lot faster when you're not trying to document it for a YouTube channel. So you can just go, from step to step and not worry about turning the camera on and making everything in view, which is it? Okay. Yeah. Half this probably isn't even going to be in view. Oh well. I'm not really a YouTuber, as it were. But, yeah. I saw, the part 1 I did, and it looked decent enough. So, I'm expecting this one to turn out alright. Halfway decent. Maybe watchable, even. Yeah, I think, we just... God, there's middle ones to do. Right up here. Looks like there's just 2 more left. And then I can look around and see if anything needs snipped with the old wire cutters. So, let me do that so I don't make this video too long, and then I'll come back and show you where we're at.
Alright. I'm done. This is what she looks like. Good, turn it for you. So you can see that when I spread out the branches... Oh wait, this one's not going up. I'll go in a little bit with that too. Alright. When I spread out the branches, I didn't just spread them out left and right, because a tree isn't a two-dimensional thing. So I had to spread them out in a 3D area. Left, right, back, forth, diagonal, up, down, sideways. And pretty much leaving every tip of the branch going upward in some way, or at least sideways. Because, when the branches have leaves, the leaves reach for the sun when they're growing, which is, in the sky, up. So that's what I did. See, there's nothing's really a straight line. You know what? This one right here could go over a little and then split off with this one. Which one's behind? Hard to tell with these little wires what's behind and what's in front. There we go. That can go over there some. There, that looks better. I mean, when you make your own and you pretty much know every nook and cranny of your tree, you're going to be able to spot little things that you could fix and move, and it's where the expression and artist's work is never done, because they always see things because they know their work on such a minute level that no one else really notices unless you really, really study it. And really, who's going to do that except the person making it? So, there you go. A wire tree, red and purple, with Spanish moss and coal and smooth black rocks. Don't really know what they are. Some type of river stone. Yeah, there it is. Hope you guys give it a try. It's very inexpensive to make, and it's fun. Just take your time. It's completely open to interpretation. I mean, this is a little bonsai one with no leaves. You could curl the ends of these back on themselves to make them look like leaves. If you wanted to do that, you'd check out Bobby Duke Art's channel, because he made his tree that way. I just took inspiration from what he did and made my own, like, autumn type of tree where the leaves have already fallen off. Anyway, give it a try. I hope you liked my videos and could, push the like button. Subscribe. Hopefully I can get some more of these type of videos out. And hope to see you later. Comment below your thoughts. Thanks everybody. Bye.